This is full squad. Roll. You. Oh. Gentle arm. Knee. This is full squat. Admiral room is he's up. Dismiss. Sure. And make it on your side.
All right. Hey, Gearbox. Yeah. Punch through the interference, boost that signal. Let's get this. Yeah, let's get this stream out there. Yeah, let's get this party started. Ooh, doggy. Hey there. Hey, and welcome back to the House of G, home of the original geek and the original gamer. Who doggy. All right. That's what I'm talking about there. Yeah. Let's get this party started. Yeah. Whew, man, I needed that weekend, let me tell you. But now it is Monday. Let's go ahead and get this week kicked off. Let's see if we can get this Monday, make it a little less painful for you there. This usually helps for me at least. And yeah. So if you're new to the channel, well, what I've been doing is I've been going through my collection. I had a big old stack of comic books that, they've kind of been sitting around for a while, so I needed to get them bagged and boarded. And we've been going through them one by one, kind of skimming through them, trying to get at least an idea of the story and whatnot. And, well, let me show you something here. For comic books, for me, I don't just collect them for financial gain. That's never been the reason why I've collected comic books. I've always collected them because I enjoy reading them. And I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the stories. I enjoy the universes. So, what's the point of having a collection if you never crack them open and read them? That's just how I see it. Boom, chakalaka. So, yeah, part of the fun of collecting comic books, well, at least for me, bagging them, boarding them, putting them in a storage, make sure that you got the box and everything, protect them. I found something that makes that part of it just a little bit more fun. Yep. So here we go. Here's the box we're using at the moment. It has, the Transformers. More than meets the eye. And these are some pretty nice looking Transformers. Now, this is from IDW. So, I don't know. Modern IDW. Yeah, I'm not sure they're so hot. But Transformers go way, way back. Some of the earliest days of my childhood. So, I was very excited to see this box. I did get these supplies from BCW if you're interested. This is not a paid sponsored stream, nothing like that. I just happened to stumble across them. And yeah, it's just a really cool box. And on the box lid, we got one Optimus Prime cleaning the clock, one Megatron, as it should be. That's what you expect. Good versus evil, good triumphing over evil. No ambiguity, no ifs, ands, or buts. Just power right in the kisser. Boom. As it should be. So, yeah. Let's go and get started here. Now, I actually managed to get through the entire stack of just regular issues, and we're about to dive into, some other stuff here. These are comic books, but they're not your typical comic books. Specifically, these are, I have quite a few of these Elseworlds comics. They're almost like graphic novels, rather than just regular comic books, and they're usually a lot of fun. And Elseworlds is a great example of some of the stuff I've been talking about regarding they have taken this whole parallel universe thing a little too far, in my opinion, especially in the modern comic age. They're great as one-shot type stories and everything. Maybe like a 2 or 3 issue story arc. But by and large, in my humble opinion, they should not be the main title, the primary title. It should be just what it was meant to be, a one-shot type deal. Just something to have a little fun with the character, with the universe. Like, hey, what if? Because, even though these are fictional worlds, even though these are fictional characters, they don't make any sense unless they have a rock-solid foundation that doesn't change. The core character, who that character is, that character's, characteristics, no pun intended, values, morals, and whatnot, that's what makes that character that character. Makes it a specific individual within this universe. And when you start messing with that freely, on a whim, depending on who's writing it, then that character is no longer that character. The character changes as easily as you change your shirt or your pants. And that's at that point, there's no point in reading it, because I enjoy characters such as Batman and whatnot because they're Batman, because of how Batman came into being, because of what drives Bruce Wayne to be the Batman. you start messing with stuff like that at least in the primary timeline, I guess you could say, the primary universe in this case, then he's no longer Batman. And he's no longer a character that I recognize or want anything to do with. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get to the first issue here. And it just so happens to be Batman. Legends of the Dark Knight Annual Elseworlds Edition. Number 4. This is from 1994. So that's getting close to 30 years there. 27 years, I believe. And this particular one is a play on Citizen Kane, titled Citizen Wayne. Now, I'm going to be honest, I have not ever had the chance to watch the movie or the book read the book Citizen Kane. I mean, by and large, it's supposed to be, like, Citizen Kane was considered like the best movie ever made for like the longest time, and I just never had a chance to get around to it. I've always wanted to, and I really need to do that because I can't compare this to the book or the movie of Citizen Kane because of the simple fact that I haven't read it or watched it, which is unfortunate. But we can still go through this and at least analyze it for what it is. At least within the realm of Batman and comic books. So let's go ahead and do that here. So yeah, if you have in fact been paying attention, watching my previous streams and whatnot, well, I've been doing a lot of Batman here. Hey there, Remy. Yep. I had a feeling you'd show up sooner or later. Welcome to the stream there. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great week. And yeah, let's see if we can get this Monday rolling off to a good start here. It's good to see you there, Remy. Ooh, doggy. All right. So, yeah, as you might have guessed, yeah, we got some more Batman. More Batman. And in this case, Legends of the Dark Knight. So, yeah, let's take a look at this one. Yeah, this is going to be an else. I wanted to try and do the stream revisiting those other Batman issues. But just, yeah, I actually started the process, and then I realized I didn't have enough time. So, the weather has been amazing. That's good to hear, because it's been a little rainy in my end of the world. I'm glad you're having amazing weather there, though. Especially if you get the chance to get outside. It's always nice. Especially in current conditions. So yeah. With any luck, I might be able to get that stream done next week. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the 1 year anniversary is coming up in just a few days for my main channel, Rogue Squadron. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's almost here. And the 1 year anniversary has been grueling, to say the least. I took on a huge project trying to put that one together, and it's been like a month and a half in the works. It's still not done. It's almost there. It's so close. It is so close. But it's still got a lot of work to polish it up and everything. I got one key part of it that I still have to do, which hopefully won't be too painful. Once I get this done, hopefully I'll find the time to sit down and go through those issues properly. Take notes and everything, so I know what I'm talking, exactly what I'm talking about for that stream. So with any luck, I might be able to do it next week. Fingers crossed, at least. I still want to do it. It's just, it's been crazy. It's been, the last month and a half has been downright grueling. So. Oh, okay. So yeah, 1994. This is an annual, so yeah, I think it's just yeah, it doesn't give the month per se. Well, maybe. Yeah, it just says 1994. It's the 1994 annual for Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. Boom. Says K, 1941. Lots of parallels, amount of times. I bet a good one to revisit. Yeah, that's the only thing, though. I've never seen the movie Citizen Kane or read the book Citizen Kane. So, unfortunately, I can't compare the two to see exactly how far they deviated from the book and movie or how much they actually drew inspiration from it. I have no idea. But I do remember this being an interesting read, if I'm remembering correctly. Itchy for some reason. Dang it. So yeah, I'm very curious to go back through this one. Now keep in mind, this is from 1994. Yeah, we've been going through a lot of Batman stuff lately. What was the Shadow of the Bat? Shadow of the Bat has been particularly shocking and whatnot. So this is Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. This is a different Batman title, so I have no idea what to expect at this point. Yeah, Shadow of the Bat has just been kind of bonkers, at least around 1994 anyways. So, you know, we'll see exactly what they did with this one, or at least skim through it and everything. Okay, so it starts off, boom. Well, it starts off with an interesting scene. Looks like part of the buildings crumbled and crushed some people, some men. Oh yeah, and then we got the ad here for the Knight's Quest. The end is near. So yeah, Knight's Quest was a huge thing. This is actually towards Knight's End. So interesting. Boom chakalaka. So yeah, for those that might not know, Elseworlds is an alternate world concept created by DC, and it was their way of creating basically alternate universe versions of popular characters such as Batman and Superman without them being connected to the actual main continuity of the title. It's its own standalone deal. And like I said before, by and large, it works as a standalone thing, as a one-shot, maybe possibly like a 2 or 3 issue story arc. It was not that kind of concept. Never should have been like a main universe like dealio, which is kind of what they've done with like DC. They got Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 616, Earth 88, stuff like that. They've gone a little bonkers with it. Let's put it that way. And they've taken some of these alternate universe characters and tried to make them the main primary version of that character, which it doesn't work. It's got lots of goodies. Orson Welles, Hollywood, newspaper publisher, Xanadu, Florida, and American. You know, I really do. Honestly, I forgot the thing even existed until I pulled this out. I saw it was like Citizen Wayne. I was like, wait a minute, Citizen Kane. I've wanted to see it, or at least read the book, see the movie. I really got to do that. I know it's a classic, and I just, oh my gosh, that's just one of those things that you really want to do. You just never get the chance to get around doing it. I mean, it sounds good and everything. But yeah, we're starting off here. Yeah, building crumbled. This is definitely not in the quote unquote modern world. This takes place a few decades before it was written. Written in 1994. This, it takes place around like the 50s or 60s or something like that. Maybe even the 40s. Oh, I'm guessing. Okay, so if Citizen Kane was 1941, then I'm guessing 1941. Great movie. You might see it differently. Gonna read again, see the movie. Yeah. It's passage of time. I mean, unless you're completely stagnant as a person, you're going to see things differently in some way, shape, or form, either for better or for worse. So some things age very well. Some things not so much. I have a feeling that Citizen Kane probably ages pretty good. So no, I would really like to read it or at least watch the movie. I got to do that. I don't know if I have the ability to do it. I don't know. I might have to do like a digital. I guess I could probably buy it offline. I'm sure it's on DVD. Except that I'm not gonna get into that. Figure it out. I'll figure out a way to watch it. I'll make for a good Sunday movie. Boom chakalaka. So let's see here. Yeah, so this is, I'm guessing this is supposed to take place in 1941. It would make sense, same year as Citizen Kane. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, so in this alternate universe, this Elseworld, make a note, put it on your list. Yeah, I should probably do that, actually. I get so busy. Like, I stuff slips my mind so easily. If it's not, I'm focused on the channels like 110%. So, I mean, that's all I do is just, yeah. So, like, stuff, yeah, it's so easy to... For stuff like that, leisurely stuff especially, No. I'm taking that as a joking... I'm assuming that you said that in a joking manner. So, it's actually not a bad idea. So, it's all good there. I did make a note because, no, I legitimately would like to see it, especially after going through this. I would actually like to compare it a little bit, see how they deviated and what the comparisons were. Because at this point, I got no idea. I'm going solely off of what's in this book. So it actually starts off in this alternate universe where his father is murdered in front of him, but his mother actually survives the robbery attempt or whatever it was. They've kind of messed with the origins and everything, so I'm not sure what it's supposed to be now. But originally, it was just a armed robbery gone wrong. His mother's alive. He survives as well, Bruce, but then he pretty much disappears. At least at this stage of the story, Bruce has disappeared. Okay, so this moment in the book is 25 years after Thomas Wayne is murdered. 25 years. So that would make Bruce somewhere between 30 35. Oh yeah, we could. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, we can always chat about it later. That'd be cool. That would be cool. We'll figure that out. Yeah. We'll sort that out. So yeah, 25 years after the fact. Now she is very bitter at this point. She has, 25 years later, she's just very bitter. Which she is, like, I understand she lost her husband and everything, but she blames him for getting murdered, which is just like ridiculous in my opinion. And I mean, she's loaded. She's making it sound like she's like, where is it? I had raised Bruce alone. And I tried. Wait a minute. Hold on. Well, I mean, I understand money cannot replace a human being. It can't. But she's making it sound like she was struggling. Okay, it's tough losing your husband, but she's making it sound like she was just dirt poor, destitute, scraping by and everything. But then she talks about Bruce. She lost Bruce. Wait a minute, hold on. So you gotta, this is gonna be. She says that she lost Bruce. I don't know if she means like he up and disappeared, or if he did actually become the Batman here and then died, or even maybe not even become the Batman, but maybe he didn't make it that far, actually taking on the Batman persona, but basically died trying to do something. It's very vague at this point, so I actually not sure if Bruce is alive at this point. Wait a minute. Oh, I think maybe, possibly. Wait a minute. What am I here? You know what? So this rubble on the side of the ground, Bruce Wayne is underneath there. It crushed him. So Bruce Wayne is, in this scene, Bruce Wayne has died. So that's what's going on here. Like I said, I'm just skimming through it. I'm not reading it panel for panel. But that was confusing. So I kind of had to go back there. So now Bruce Wayne is dead. And here's the thing. Here's the weird thing. Bruce Wayne, that's his hand sticking out of the rubble, and he has a bat symbol in his hand. So what that's telling me, at least, Bruce Wayne is not the Batman. Somebody else is the Batman. And curious. Okay, so I'm curious as to where they're going with this exactly. Like I said, without having seen Citizen Kane or read the book, I have no idea what the parallels are. Now, there is a detective here or something. And I'm not sure who. I don't know if that's supposed to be Harvey Dent. I don't know. There's this detective looking dude. He's visiting Wayne Manor to inform her that Bruce is dead now. I don't know who he's supposed to be. I don't think that's Harvey Dent. It doesn't really give him a name or anything like that. Okay, so this is already starting off interesting. So Elseworlds this is an alternate reality that has no connection to the primary universe of these characters. It takes well-known characters and puts them into new situations, and it's a very fun concept. As long as it's a standalone thing, it's separate from the main continuity, it doesn't interfere or change anything in the main continuity. And this is back in the day when they did it right. And so this is when it was fun. It was self-contained. That's a good word for it. Self-contained story, self-contained alternate universe. So something happened here. So as a citizen, Bruce Wayne was the city is, as expected, consumed by gang rule, lots of gang warfare, stuff like that. Bruce was fighting it as a citizen, at least. And let's see. I'm guessing that has something to do with how he died. Because it looks like Bruce got physical with some of these gang thugs. Now, I'm talking about real gangsters, not these modern day thugs that wish they were gangsters. Old time gangsters, they at least had style and whatnot, and a certain level of intelligence. So Bruce Wayne got physical, not as the Batman, as Bruce Wayne. And so these gangsters, it sounds like they took revenge on him and murdered him by dropping a building on him or something. But there is a Batman. It's just who the Batman is, I got no idea. Or maybe not. Maybe this was something else. It's not really explaining it just yet. It's hinting at things, and it's kind of going back and forth. It's interesting, though. This is an interesting story. It is. I'm definitely have to sit down and read this at some point. So what I need to do is watch the movie or read the book, and then sit down and read this, and do another stream on it, revisit it, and compare it and everything. That would actually be a fun one, I think. Okay, so who is this guy? Wait a minute, that is okay. I think it's a flashback moment. Bruce Wayne is sparring with Harvey in the ring. So maybe that detective was Harvey. I'm not sure. Okay, so like I said, I'm not reading this panel word for word. Just trying to get the idea of what's going on here. And this is a complex story. So it's definitely taking a bit more to get through, even just skimming through it. And I am actually intrigued to the point where I would like to sit down and read this someday soon. So yeah, trying to get through here, but he just sort of appears. Clearly wasn't there to just stop the boyos. He was there to scare him and pull him to death. So... yeah, a couple of cops are just talking, and one of them is regaling the other with how he witnessed the Batman. There is the Batman for this Elseworld universe. It's actually a pretty cool looking costume, in my humble opinion. I like it for this, the Citizen Kane whole aspect and everything. 1941 and whatnot. This is a cool costume. I don't think it should be the costume for the main, Batman and everything. But for the Elseworld setting, it's actually pretty well done. And you can see it's not like super skin tight and everything, like the Knight's Quest, Azrael Batman and everything. He's actually got some sort of. It's all bunched up. It almost looks like he's got shorts on. No, it's not like a skin tight bodysuit. So it's not. There is a certain level of modesty in the design, as it should be, even though you can still see that he does have a very athletic physique, which is what you expect from superhero characters and whatnot. So the costume is pretty well done. There's a really good shot of it right there that I'm talking about. Like it's appropriate, it's modest, it doesn't make me want to toss my lunch or anything like that. It's not ugly, weird, boring. It's a pretty good design. I like it. He's got he's got those like old style aviator pants that kind of bulge out on the side of the thighs and everything. So yeah, it's like 1941. I like the style of the 40s and 50s. So yeah, it's a really nice costume. In this case, he's going after bootleggers. I'm assuming. When was the? When was the? Oh man. Yeah, Prohibition. I thought that was the 20s. So Let's talk about bootleggers. So it makes me think maybe a Prohibition period or something, but. So yeah, okay. So it seems like the Batman is definitely not Bruce Wayne in this universe. Wait a minute, who is this guy? Okay, so this guy's some sort of publisher. I guess for the Gotham Guardian. I'm assuming this is where Citizen Kane comes in. So we have some chick. I think she's supposed to be a reporter or something. Yeah. So this is the Gotham Guardian. Gotham City newspaper. And we got this chick here. She is a reporter or something for the Gotham Guardian. She's all like, "Hey, boss, how you doing?" So this guy's the publisher, I guess editor or whatever. He's basically in charge of the paper and everything. And she's accusing him of being Batman. And he's like, "Me? No, that's ridiculous." That's like, but he does seem to have the physique. So very curious, very curious. Like I said, I'm thinking this is where the Citizen Kane thing comes in. And yeah, so she is a. Oh, Vale. Is that supposed to be Vicky Vale? He calls her Vale, so I'm assuming that's Vicky Vale. But I thought Vicky Vale was a blonde. This chick's a redhead. So, I don't know. I always thought Vale was a blonde. Maybe they just... I have no idea why they would turn her into a redhead here. But it is an Elseworld, so I don't know. I got no idea. It's like, Yeah, so wait a minute. Is this the government district attorney Dent? Oh, so do I? Yes, I don't know. What? Okay, I'm assuming this is the publisher guy. I don't even know what his name is. I just know he's the publisher. And then, yeah, he brings in some thug from jail or something like that. Gets information. Boom, in comes Batman with this into this casino. I think it's some sort of like illegal club or something like that, run by gangsters. Illegal casino and everything. So yeah, no Joker, nothing like that. It's just gangsters, old style gangsters, which is cool in my opinion. That's a nice twist, especially being an Elseworlds story. Wait a minute, Harvey. Okay, so he's talking about Harvey Dent. There's talk about Harvey Dent in this, and as if you've read the comic books and stuff, especially back in the day, Harvey Dent was like one of the only honest men in government or Gotham politics before he was disfigured and became Two-Face. So yeah, as the case, it sounds like in this universe. Hold on. So yeah, and he's still the good guy. Oh, hold on. Okay, so at this point, yeah, he was still the good guy and everything, but then same thing. Boom, he got hit with acid and disfigured. I don't know if he still becomes Two-Face, exactly in this one yet. But he is talking about revenge, going in against the devil who did this to him. So he's definitely out for revenge, no doubt about that. Man, I wish I could sit here and just read this, like right now. It's like oh, hello, whoa. Oh, wait a minute, what? Whoa. I did not see that coming. Hold on. Whoa. Okay, that's, yeah, I didn't see that coming. Hold on a second. Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, Harvey Dent is the Batman in this universe, because he breaks in. He breaks into these gangsters' hideout and whatnot. And there you can see Batman is removing his mask, and that's what's underneath. Where'd you go? Yeah, that is the Batman. So I'm taking it that is Harvey Dent after he's been disfigured. Only instead of half of his face being deformed, like his entire face is just melted away. Yeah, dude's a mess. And he finishes off Maroni, this gangster boss dude. And he throws him off the ledge and everything. So wow, I have no idea what the connection is to Citizen Kane in this regard. I really want to watch the movie at least to see exactly how they paralleled it. Paralleled. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, see exactly how it parallels the movie and everything. Let's see. Whoa, hello. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so now it's flashing back. Okay. Now it's flashing back to how Harvey Dent got disfigured. Same general concept. Thugs come. It's not in a courtroom. I don't know if there was a court case involved or not. But these guys jump Harvey Dent. He's got cops for protection, but they're not enough. And there he is right there. It's difficult to see the green screen, but he's getting acid thrown in his face. And it's just like full on, just boom. Like usually with the Two-Face version, he gets hit from the side and he's able to somehow protect the other half of his face. Not in this case. Just boom, full on in the face. The cop gets brutally gunned down in the process. Yeah, very, very, very brutal. Oh, it's Commissioner Gordon. The cop is Gordon. Oh, dang. Like, Gordon gets just shot the hell up right in the face and the head. I don't know how he survived that. I mean, just boom. I mean, just absolutely brutal. It's, let's see. Yeah, right there, boom, just shot straight in the face. Shot in the back of the head. And yeah, somehow he's still alive. Like, what? Yeah, somehow Gordon is still alive. And you can see in that, it's not gory, which is great. Gore is just, it's not necessary. But yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see that there's blood streaming down his face and everything. He's messed up. Yeah, the blood's all black instead of red, which is appropriate. This isn't that kind of, let's just say this isn't that kind of medium, and it never should be. But he survives. He survives. And he's a mouse. It looks like he lost his eye. Yeah, he loses his eye. This particular Gordon, actually, yeah, he loses his eye. So he might even, Gordon might even know that Harvey Dent is Batman. Oh, wow. Okay, so this takes a twist. So like I said, if I had ever watched Citizen Kane, I might have seen this coming, but I haven't. So wow. This is well done. I mean, even if it's based on a previous book that, somebody else wrote, I have a feeling they probably did a pretty good job of adapting it, at least. Because this is not the type of writing that you expect from a comic book, at least in the modern era. Yeah, modern comic books are just a hot mess. Oh, Jimmy Cricket. So, yeah, it looks like... Oh, okay, so I think this entire time he's talking to Harvey Dent. I think that's Harvey Dent. Yeah, so I think throughout this entire book, Martha is talking to Harvey Dent after Bruce Wayne was killed. And... okay, yeah, so she's flashing back at this point. So there is Bruce Wayne still alive. This is a flashback. And he's standing by a suit of armor. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's all like, he's talking about how Harvey Dent has gone around the bend and killed somebody as the Batman. And Bruce Wayne has taken it upon himself to stop the Batman. So he does so by... he's like, "I can't explain it. It's something I have to do." So he puts on the armor and pretty much looks like that with this armor on. Very interesting suit of armor, to say the least. Okay, so yeah, he's looking to go after Batman, aka Harvey Dent. Two-Face in another world. And here we go. Yeah, he catches up to the Batman. And they face off and they fight. Neither one of them is backing down. As you might know, in the main universe, Harvey Dent was a good guy. I think he was friends with Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, he rubs elbows with politicians, stuff like that. So I think they were actually friends before he became Two-Face. And he's trying to talk him down, trying to convince him to give himself up. And Batman, Harvey Dent is neither one of them is budging. So they get into this big old battle, this big old fight. Oh. Oh. Okay, yeah, so they're on this rooftop. Harvey Dent's hanging off a gargoyle or something. Bruce is trying to save him. And that's where, you know, he grabs his chest there, and that's where he gets the, he rips the emblem off of Batman's costume as he falls. They both fall. And that's where the rubble came from. Oh, hello. Plot twist. So the very end here. Yeah, so we find out what's going on, you know, what happened exactly with Bruce Wayne. And then we have District Attorney Dick Grayson. And he talks about how the perfect guy for the job died trying to stop the guy who thought he was the perfect guy for the job. And then he's all like, well, I've got some ideas. So now he's got the idea to take on the mantle of the Batman and to do it the right way. Interesting. Okay, so wow. That's actually a pretty interesting story. Reading this makes me want to read Citizen Kane, or at least watch the movie, because I'm sure the book's better. Books are always better because there's more detail. Plus, it's straight from the writer, the author, the creator's mind and everything. It's not filtered through Hollywood's own twisted prism and everything. So this one was actually a good one. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, Citizen Wayne. I liked it. And I didn't even read the whole thing. I was just skimming through it, trying to get a feel for it. It's a good one. And on top of that, it makes me want to read the real Citizen Kane. So that's how you know a comic book is well done. And now this is an example as well of them taking the idea from somebody else and putting their own comic books. So it's not completely original. In large part, it's not original. They just added, they just changed the characters to match the Batman stuff. So you got to recognize that fact of the story. But I'm guessing they did a pretty good job of staying true to the source material, at least. Because, this was actually interesting. And that's why I want to read the book, or at least watch the movies, to see exactly how faithful they were to it. And I have a feeling they did a pretty good job of staying true to the original material, source material. And yeah, that's a good one. This is in really good condition. Tiny little bit on the corner, so it's not near mint. But it's in really good condition considering what it's been through. Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect because, like I said, 1994, very strange year for some of these titles. This one was well done. So I would definitely recommend picking this up if you ever get the opportunity. I got no idea what the value is on it as a back issue. It was $3.50 back in the day. So let's go ahead and get this bagged and boarded. Try to maintain that condition as much as possible. Get the bag, get the board. Check it out. That's probably gonna be a little bit of a tight fit because that is a thick issue. So it's a big issue. It's an annual, so they tend to go big with annuals. But it should fit in here all right. Boom, smooth. Slides in smooth as butter. And pop that flap in. There we go. Yeah, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight annual of 1994. This is the 4th annual in the title series. The annuals are, by and large, they were fun. Just usually they're like some sort of one-shot deal. In this case, they went Elseworlds with it, and it was a fun one. Definitely fun one. Beyond that, having not read Citizen Kane or seen the movie, I can't make the comparison because I don't have that knowledge. And but I will. It's definitely on the list at this point because I do really want to make an honest comparison there. But as a standalone, at least, it's a good issue. So let's go ahead and put that into storage. Yeah, I would definitely recommend that one, no doubt. I would say that's worth the money. If you're like, if you're just into reading, I know people that have never picked up a comic book, they probably think, oh, it's just a bunch of pictures. It can't be very stimulating or whatever for adults. No, if it's done well, if it's done right, it's great reading for adults. The pictures, the art, first of all, it is art, and there's some artists in there in the comic book field that are very, very good at what they do. And let's take Alex Ross as one of the high-end examples. That dude can paint. Like Jiminy Cricket, that dude can paint. I don't know if he's on the level of, say, like Da Vinci or Michelangelo or something like that. I'm not... I'm not an art expert. But as far as comic books go, like, I mean, that dude... Oh my gosh, he's photorealistic for starters. And it's just like, his artwork is pretty amazing. But, so it's like... The artwork it brings the story to life. And you're turning into an intrigued fan. That's good to hear, Remy. That means I'm doing my job. No, that was a good one. If you or anybody else that might be watching, if you've never picked up a comic book, that's a good one to start with. It's a standalone issue. It's an Elseworld thing. It's based off of Citizen Kane. So, I mean, if anybody's looking for a starting off point, I would definitely recommend that if you can get your hands on it. I do not recommend modern comic books. If you want to get into comic books, you're going to have to go back issues. And I'm guessing at least 10, 15, 20 years back. 2012 is when I cut the cord with modern comic books. So definitely before 2012. But that one, 1994... You would just have to either find a local comic book shop if they still exist in your area, because comic book shops have gotten slaughtered over the last year and a half. But there's still online sources, at least. You can totally check it out. Of the older vintage ones for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't recommend the modern stuff, but the back issue stuff. We're not even talking about like the 1940s, 50s, 60s. This is like 1994. That last one was 1994. So you can still get some really good comic book stories without going all the way back to the beginning, because the earliest ones, those things are going to cost you some money. But that one, I'm thinking that one shouldn't cost too much. Actually, I'm curious now. Let me see if I can find something real quick, and just to see. But there was Mile High Comics that was big back in the day. I don't know if they even still exist. There's Midtown Comics. What's there? I don't even know if Mile High Comics still exists. Legends of the Dark Knight. Citizen Wayne. That should actually be easy enough to... Nope. That did not... Oh, what? Wait, what just happened? No, that's not right. What? What? That was weird. Okay, let's try this. I don't know if that's Legends of the Dark Knight Annual 4. There it is. Oh, wow. Oh, Jiminy Cricket, yo. Okay, so the original cover price on this is $3.50. And keep in mind, this is 1994 price. Like in 2021, I'm willing to bet the cover price would be more like $5-6. I'm looking up MidtownComics.com. They have it. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, Annual number 4. They have this. Anywhere from $1.67 to $4.54 for near mint. So depending on how much you want to spend, I mean, within that range, it's very affordable. So yeah, if you're interested in just getting your toes wet, at least, this is a good, in my humble opinion, I highly recommend this particular issue. It's available, and it's a very comparable price to the original cover price. which I'm a little surprised at that because that is a really good adaptation. Well, it's a really good story. I can't say it's a good adaptation because I have not read the original Citizen Kane, but it's out there. It's available. So Remy, if you or anybody else that's watching is interested in just dabbling at least in comic books for yourself, I highly recommend it because yeah, it's affordable, it's available, and it's a good one. It is a good one. I'm a little surprised. I'm honestly a little surprised at how the price on that one, even for the near mint. There are so many record shops. Well, yes, yeah, some comic book shops, they're just all about comic books and comic book memorabilia, stuff like that. Then like other shops of records, music, stuff like that, they sometimes would sell comic books on the side or whatever, or evenly. It would depend on their business model and whatnot. It's actually a pretty great way to go to take comic books and then have it combined with something else, like say music, and sell them all in one shop. It's actually a really good way to go because then you got music fans, you got comic book fans. They come in, comic book fans. I love music, so it's a double win and everything. You got the music fans. They might possibly get curious, pick up oh, hey, this actually looks kind of interesting, potentially become a comic book buyer. It's a great way to go. So, yeah, record shops, though. But yeah, no, if you're interested, you can look it up, and it should be, just look up Legends of the Dark Knight Annual number 4. That's all you got to look up. It popped right up. It was the only thing that popped up in the search for that comic book website, at least. And it's very reasonably priced at this point. I'm a little surprised. So if anybody's interested in doing that, I highly recommend it for Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Annual number 4, 1994, Citizen Wayne. It's a good one. It's a very, very good one. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next Elseworlds issue here. Now, this is book 1 of 2. They actually did split this up into 2 separate issues. And so that's what I'm talking about. Like, as long as it's a standalone deal, 1 issue, 2 issues, 3 issues, that works. When they try to turn it into an ongoing series, that's a problem. So here we go. Elseworlds Finest. Now, what is now this is playing off of the DC thing with Superman and Batman. Something Finest. Was it DC's Finest? Was it the World's Finest? I think it was the World's Finest with the 2. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. Yeah, World's Finest. So it's a play off of DC's World's Finest that always starred Batman and Superman. They were considered the finest heroes in the DC universe. It's difficult to argue. Well, back in the day, at least, it was difficult to argue that. With the modern incarnations, I'm not so readily agreeable to that. But here we go. Yeah, so Elseworlds Finest. It doesn't really say a whole lot other than that. Interesting cover. That Batman actually is reminiscent of the Citizen Wayne Batman a little bit. So I'm curious about that. We do have Superman here, but he's a bit more on the regal side. He's got some sort of headband thing, and you can see like the detail on the belt and whatnot. It's got like engravings or something. It's much more regal, almost like he's still like a citizen of Krypton or something. Now the skin tight bodysuit, they got rid of the underwear, the shorts, the modesty shorts. So I'm kind of taking issue with that. But other than that, I mean, it's an interesting costume. Wait a minute, what? I just noticed those. Okay, we're gonna have to look into this. What is the year on this? 1997. That might explain it. Okay, so this is from 1997. Keep this in mind. I literally just noticed this. Like, first time ever. The belt and the S on his chest, it's a snake. I have no idea why. So with the state of modern comic books and some of the stuff we've gone through, this is a little bit on the alarming side. For some strange unknown reason. Hopefully it'll explain it. his belt and his S are actually a snake. And because of that one simple fact, I'm not feeling too confident about this one. Trippy, cool, kind of, but yeah. I kind of lost track of where you at there, Remy. It's like, I hate this delay. I don't know how to fix it. I think I just need a better setup. I might just need a 2 PC setup, which I can't afford. At least not at this time. I don't know. It's just weird because the stream is not utilizing. It's not even close to utilizing my entire system. Like right now, it's sitting at about a third of my system, averaging, and yet there's still like this stupid like 24-second delay. It's a little frustrating. I'm not sure how to fix it. My internet's not terrible. It's not the gigabyte, but it's like it's like it's like half a gigabyte basically, which I don't know. Still figuring it out. I think at this time I just need like a dedicated fiber optic connection and maybe a 2 PC setup that may or may not fix it. It's worth a shot if I can ever afford it. Okay, so let's dive into this here. I want to see if it explains the snake in the emblem because it is not resonating well. Let's put it that way. So, okay. So it starts off, okay, so this is it. Yeah, it's kind of a throwback thing to a previous era in real life. Like, you know, like the previous one, Citizen Wayne, was 1941-ish. So this one's going back as well. It's like the 40s or 50s or something like that. And it starts off with a bunch of kids reading a Captain Marvel, like actual newspaper comic strip, which is how comic books started. And which is just really cool. I love that. That's just cool. That's a cool way to start it off. And we're talking the real Captain Marvel, not the crappy Marvel version of Captain Marvel. The real Captain Marvel. And yeah, it's just a bunch of kids on a porch, city porch, big city porch. And yeah, it's definitely got that 1940s, 1950s feel. That's Jimmy Olsen. He's right there, working for the Daily Planet. Now, like I said, Elseworlds finest, so Superman, Batman. It's probably gonna bounce between Metropolis and Gotham. And like so far, it's starting out pretty cool. I like how it starts off, but we'll see if that holds up through the entirety. And this is issue 1 of 2. So I don't think I have the second one, unfortunately. Yeah. And I appreciate that, Remy. Boom. We'll see her. Let's see her. But it does take place on Earth. What the funky cold Meduna? Okay, that's just weird. So we got Lana Lang here. She comes into the picture. Now look at her outfit. Like, what the hell is she wearing? Keep in mind, this is like 1940s, 50s. Women wore dresses back then. I don't know. That is a man's military like outfit. That's not something a woman would be wearing in that era. So I take issue with that. And if people say, oh, well, no, you want to, if you're going to do something like this, you got to do it accurately. It matters. The details matter. And if you're doing something like this, that means you're trying to change history in a way that's not for the better. And I mean, that's just not right. I don't like that. Like, what? And that hairstyle is just like, it's like a hippie man's haircut. Keep in mind, this is 1997. This is after some weird stuff has already gone down in comic books, which we will be getting back to here hopefully next week. I'm hoping next week. I'm really hoping next week, Monday, I'll be able to revisit those particular issues. And but that's just a weird outfit for her. Like, what? Why is she wearing that? I have no idea why she's wearing that outfit. It's a man's outfit. It's just ugly. Straight up ugly. Why would you do that to her? Lana Lang was supposed to be an attractive woman in Clark's life. Why would you do that to her? Why would you do that to him? What the? Hold on here. This is weird. Oh. Okay, so that would be awesome. What would be awesome, Remy? I get to Babylon. Oh yeah, Monday. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Copy that. Now I will try. I will do my best. The 1 year anniversary. It's almost done. I still got some work to do. Every time I think I'm just about ready, I got one final piece that I need to film. Actually film. Every time I think I'm about to do it, I stumble across another issue that I got to fix and everything. So it's like And on top of that, I gotta get back to work on the next video series, which is got to go up next week Friday. Not this week Friday, but next week Friday. So it's this 1 year anniversary video has just been kicking my butt. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, next week Monday. Fingers crossed, hopefully. Isn't it kind of weird where fingers crossed can be a good thing? Like hopefully it's a sign of hope, and then depending on how you use it, if you hide it, if you cross your fingers behind your back, it becomes a symbol of deception. Isn't that weird? I never thought about that before. So doing it like if people can see like, hey, fingers crossed, hopefully this happens. It's a sign of hope. Then, oh yeah, it's gonna happen next week, but secretly I have my fingers crossed behind my back. That means I'm lying to you right to your face and you don't know it. That's just weird. That's just weird. So I'm saying symbolism matters, and how you use it matters, and that's why this thing with the snake. That's why it's got my attention, and I'm a little concerned about it. It will be the right time whenever the time is. Well, I'm hoping it's next week because I really do want to do it. I really do. It's just unfortunately, this is not my main channel. It's my side channel, so I do what I can as much as I can when I can. So, but I am aiming for next week's. I have to sit down and read them and take notes so I know what I'm talking about during the stream. Which it's not difficult to do it. It's just finding the time. So hopefully I can find the time here. It's just that's just how involved the 1 year anniversary has been. Like it's taken up every minute of my time for the last month and a half. Yeah, exactly. It's the version. It's just fascinating how that works. So okay, so we got Lana Lang is being kidnapped for some reason. Got these thugs grabbing her. They throw sand in their face, whatever, and then that Jimmy Cricket. That's Clark Kent. They kidnap her. He leaps in action, but he doesn't have a Superman outfit. He just jumps out there and grabs the car. So I'm wondering what's going on here. Yeah, he does not have a Superman outfit. His clothes get all torn up, and then he just rips the door off and whatnot. And it's like he stops the car barehanded. His clothes are torn up, but he's not injured at all. Then we got this guy. So the guy that grabbed her, Clark's got a hold of him, and the guy's talking about all glory to the demon, and he just bursts into flames. So there's some sort of demon creature involved here, and the guy like self-immolated in order to prevent capture. So that's odd. We'll see where this is going. We'll see where this is going. Well, I appreciate the patience, Remy. I really do, because I love doing this, and I'm doing the best I can with it. And that's the beautiful thing. There's so much content, like especially having the conversations we've had in the live stream. It's helped to give me a path forward for the channel. So there's a lot of stuff to do, and hopefully plenty of time to do it. It's like, so as far as I can tell at this point, Superman is not a thing. Clark Kent is very much real, and he's got his abilities, his powers, and everything. But apparently, he has not taken on the persona of Superman at this point. Now we're switching over to Gotham. Whoop. Hold on. What? Okay. So I'm starting to get the feeling that Batman and Superman, neither one of them exists yet. Like Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent do exist, but so it switches over to Gotham. We got what is apparently, Bruce Wayne chasing somebody across the buildings, rooftops and whatnot. Catches up to him. They start to fall. He grabs them, saves them, and it turns out to be Selena Kyle dressed as a man. Like what is up with this? Why are all the women dressed like men? Like this is what is going on here? This is supposed to be like the 1940s, maybe the 1950s. Women did not dress like by and large, women dress like women. They wore dresses, whatnot. They didn't dress in men's clothing. Like what is going on with this? This is not. Keep in mind, this is 1997. After some really weird stuff going on in the Batman universe, no doubt. It's just weird. So yeah, she's the cat. She's got this cat burglar thing going on. But apparently Bruce Wayne, yeah, he wasn't dressed as a bat or anything. Yeah, there's something going on with Ra's al Ghul. So the demon, yeah, okay. It's Ra's al Ghul. Apparently he has the ability to have his followers like spontaneously combust. That's a new one. Hold on. What? Okay, so it looks like Clark Kent. Is that Batman? Is that Bruce? Hold on. Okay, I want to say this is Bruce Wayne and Batman. Only know if it's not given names. Okay, Bruce. Okay, so it's definitely Bruce. And Jimmy Olsen's there, so yeah, it's got to be Clark Kent. Yeah, it's okay. So for some reason, Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent have followed a trail back to the desert in the Middle East somewhere for different reasons. Probably had something to do with the jewelry that Catwoman is stealing, and along with the guy with the demon tattoo. So spontaneously combusting. It led both of them to the desert, which would make sense because it's the Elseworlds finest. World's Finest was always about Superman and Batman teaming up and whatnot. So this is, par for the course as far as that goes, at least. And then so that night, Clark Kent is dreaming. He has this weird dream. He's in this on this planet with this weird different garb. Okay, so the sense that I'm getting is that he has not. Okay, so with the real Superman universe, he grew up with his earthly parents, Jonathan and Martha Kent, on the Kent farm. The spaceship that he came down in, they salvaged it, hid it away. There were crystals inside of it that he was able to create the Fortress of Solitude from. Plus, there was a special crystal that had all this information from his parents. And that helped to guide him growing up, and he became Superman as a result of it. It seems like in this world, this Elseworld, he did not discover the crystals or something like that. He doesn't have a connection to his Kryptonian home yet. But then he's having this dream. It's like it's a strange place, seems so familiar, yet so foreign. So apparently he's dreaming of Krypton. He's wearing Kryptonian garb. But it's apparently just a dream or something like that. And interesting. Okay, so yeah, they have not become Batman and Superman. Clark doesn't even know he's Kryptonian, apparently. Okay, seems like he knows he has these abilities, but he doesn't know that he's not human. I think that's the sense that I'm getting so far, without actually reading it word for word. And then there's this. Yeah, so they're excavating this place, and then. Yeah, so there's some weird stuff going on. They disguise themselves. I think that's supposed to be. No, it's Lana Lang, her father. Okay, so apparently Lana Lang's father is an archaeologist, and that's why they're here at this place. Yeah, that's her father. And she's like, Daddy? He's like, Lana? And yeah, so that's... So I guess that explains why she was dressed like a man. You would think they would still give her more feminine look and everything. I'm still not liking the look they gave her. I guess maybe she was on her way out there already. I don't know. But you'd think that she would wait until she was actually ready to get on the plane and everything before she changed into that type of outfit. No, they just had her wearing that. Oh, Jiminy Cricket. Oh, excuse me. As long as it doesn't turn into a sneeze train, we'll be fine here. Let's see. So yeah, they're out in the desert. Her father stumbles across this thing during his archaeological research, and they follow these people. They disguise themselves in blankets. It's Ra's al Ghul rising from the Lazarus pit, and as he comes out. I think the deal is that he comes out of the pit just a mindless beast, basically, from a mental, psychological standpoint, until he regains his senses. And he's just like, I don't know who these people are supposed to be, but he's slaughtering them left and right. And I think that's his daughter there. Okay, so Clark Kent jumps in. Ra's al Ghul is attacking his own daughter. Clark jumps in. The sword snaps off as it comes down on Clark's shoulder because he's Superman and doesn't know it. Everybody that's witnessing it is shocked by it. They don't know what's going on. So apparently this is normal when Ra's al Ghul comes back from the pit. He just kills a bunch of people, a bunch of his followers, and they're just like, hey, whatever. That's just bonkers. And then everybody's acting all normal about it. Like, what the hell, dude? Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, they're all just like, and Lana Lang and her father, they're all just having dinner with this guy that just slaughtered a bunch of people right before their eyes. That's not normal. I'm sorry. Now, yeah, they're talking about, oh, the madness has passed. That's an example of just bad storytelling. These people know that when Ra's al Ghul comes out of the pit, he's consumed with madness from being resurrected by the pit. So you would think they would take precautions. No, they don't. They just stand there waiting for him to slaughter everybody, including his own daughter. He almost killed his own daughter there. If it wasn't for Clark, she'd be dead. And they just act like it's perfectly normal. It's not normal. And it's like, oh, it's okay that he slaughtered a bunch of people because he was in the grip of madness. Not when you know it's coming and you don't do anything to prevent it. They take human life in these panels right here, in these pages right here. They take human life and they distill it to nothing, to something that's absolutely meaningless. That's why I got a problem with some of these stories. So far up until now, it hasn't been a terrible story or anything like that. But right there, boom! That's all it takes is one page, one panel. Right, in this case, a couple of pages, and they take the value of human life and reduce it to nothing. That's a problem. That is actually a very serious problem. They got Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, Lana Lang, her father, sitting around having this lavish, luxurious dinner with Ra's al Ghul after witnessing him slaughtering countless people and very nearly slaughtering his own daughter. That's insane. That's just straight up insane. And this is why I got a problem with modern comic books. This is 1997. This is after some hinky stuff that we're going to be getting into hopefully next week, Monday. I'm just, the goal here, you know, we're trying, originally I was just looking to go through this stuff, have fun with it. And how we're looking at this stuff in hindsight has revealed some stuff, like in connection with the state of modern comic books and pop culture. That's where this path is leading, ultimately. Modern comic books and pop culture. We're in the process of following that trail, following that path, following the changes to better understand how we got to this point in modern comic books and pop culture in general. This is just, I mean, that's just twisted right there. I'm sorry. That's just twisted. So yeah, like I said, he's got this, he's got snakes on his chest and on his belt. Snakes. I don't know if you can really see it with the, it's a little difficult to see, but that is a snake. Those are snake heads, especially the S is very noticeable. You get the snake head and the rest of the S is the body of the snake. We'll get into that here pretty shortly, I'm thinking. And then you got this guy, he just slaughters people in front of him. They take zero precautions. Yeah, I would have to see. Yeah, I would have to sit here and read this. I might have to do a more in-depth stream on this one. What the funky Comaduna? Whoa, hold on. What? Okay, so Ra's al Ghul, he's discussing this thing called the Godstone and stuff. And let me something about Argos. I'm not sure. The fabled city of Argos. In Afghanistan, he found writings of a 7th century Islamic scholar who claimed the destruction of Argos was caused by some bloodstone. Twice cataclysm of power. So he's looking for something just, you know, powerful weapon. So at this point, Ra's al Ghul is openly admitting that he's looking to destroy the world and recreate it as a quote-unquote perfect world. He openly admits that he's a lunatic to these people. And then, so Ra's al Ghul wants his daughter Talia to marry Clark Kent because he realizes that there's something different about Clark Kent. Yeah, he went to chop off, you know, he went to kill his daughter. Clark Kent jumped away and his sword literally broke against Clark's shoulder. So, you know, he already knows that there's something different about this guy. So he wants Clark to marry his daughter. And okay, so this is where the snake is coming in. What I don't understand is why it's in the shape of an S. That's not making any sense. So here's the deal. This outfit is from Ra's al Ghul. Which makes more sense. Because Ra's al Ghul, you know, he's the head of the demon, whatever. The big demon boss is Satan. The serpent is one of the physical manifestations of Satan, going back to the book of Genesis. Now, like I said, this is not a religious stream. I'm a Christian. I'm going to put it out there. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in the Bible. This isn't a religious stream. I'm not here to preach. However, when they put this imagery into these comic books, these fictional worlds, this pop culture, this is supposed to be escapism. They put this imagery in here. Not only do I have a right to talk about it, I have an obligation to, as the original geek and the original gamer. And considering the state of modern comic books in general, I have every right to talk about it. They put it in here. You have a problem with what I'm about to say? Take it up with DC Comics. So they put very satanic imagery into this outfit. Now, this is not Superman's design. He did not design this. This explains the cover. So that right there, that immediately got my attention. And this is the first time I ever noticed that. I never actually noticed that before. And this is from 1997. It's the first time I noticed it, which is odd to say the least. At least enough to really, even remember it. So there is satanic imagery in the bridal or the groom's outfit, because they're about to get married. That Ra's al Ghul has had. It's from Ra's al Ghul. He's the head of the demon or whatever. And the demon being, head of Lucifer, Satan. So there's that. We got Superman wearing satanic outfit. You don't have to take my word for it because I just showed it to you. Now, within the contents of Ra's al Ghul, it makes sense because, he's the head of the demon. That's pretty clear correlation right there. What? What? Okay, so then we have Bruce Wayne. He's fighting somebody. I don't know if these are just common thugs or whatever, but yeah, he's fighting these guys for his life. He's fighting for his life and everything. And keep in mind, he was already running across the rooftops of Gotham, chasing after Selena Kyle. And he ends up in this ancient Egyptian, I don't know if it's a tomb or what the deal is. Okay, so he just happens to stumble across the burial chamber that Lana Lang's father was looking for, or something like that. And inside, he finds something very curious. This ancient throne with what looks like an ancient Egyptian Batman costume. Okay, interesting. Keep in mind, this is Elseworld. This is an alternate, reality type deal. Okay, yeah, kind of seeing it now. Yeah, in that picture, it's definitely Egyptian design. Man, it's the bat symbol. It's clearly a bat, but at the same time, it almost looks like a scarab in the middle of it, which would make sense with Egyptian culture. Keep in mind, this is part 1 of 2, and I don't think I have part 2, which is unfortunate at this point. So they all get back on the ship, heading back. What? Oh, Jiminy Cricket. So they all get on an ocean liner heading back to America, I guess. Something happens, ship sinks, everybody's in lifeboats and stuff like that. And then we have this crazy looking submarine. I think it's a submarine. It came up out of the water out of nowhere, so it should be a submarine. And then it's one Alexi Luthor, aka Lex Luthor. So Lex Luthor jumps into the picture here. And that is the end of that one. Now, yeah, so this is book 1 of 2. I like I said, I don't think I have book 2 of 2, and I wish I did because I would like to see how this ended exactly. But keep in mind here, now Ra's al Ghul, he's like the head of the demons, so there's a clear connection with demonic forces, which by just logically speaking includes Lucifer, Satan, the prince of demons, which explains the satanic imagery on Superman's costume on the cover of this. So, but the question is, at this point, so that answers the question of that. Why is there satanic imagery on his costume? That explains it right there. But the question is, do they keep this imagery at the end of book 2? Do they keep that imagery? Or after it's all over, does he update it for himself? Does he remove the satanic imagery and replace it with imagery of his own, which just happens to be an S? Like why it's an S, I don't know, other than the fact that it's a snake. S for snake maybe, and snakes do have they do like to, curl like that. Oh, you had company for a sec, had to duck out. Hey, no worries there, Remy. You do what you got to do. If you get the chance, if you're up to it, go back and check it out. There's some interesting stuff going on here. And I really wish I had book 2 of 2. I might have to pick it up because I want to know how this plays out. I want to know how they play this out, because right now it's skirting with some very sinister territory. Let's put it that way. And the fact that Ra's al Ghul slaughters a bunch of people right in front of them, and they just act like it's no big deal. Now, granted, it's entirely possible that they're outnumbered and stuff like that, and they're just playing along because they don't want to die. That is a possibility. But without having book 2 of 2, I don't know. It doesn't. Maybe I just skipped over that part of it. But yeah, at the risk, I probably have to get book 2 of 2. See exactly. I mean, clearly they're not comfortable with Ra's al Ghul. That much is obvious. So I don't know. The only way to know for sure where they're going with it is to read the second book. I might have to look that up. See if I can find it someday. It might be easier to find that than I thought it would be. I might just have to look that up, and it might just be right there. Introducing a cult in your face. Yeah. Yes and no. See, here's the thing. Occult concepts have been part of comics going back a long time. Because it makes, it adds story elements to play off of and whatnot. The presence of occult stuff in and of itself isn't necessarily a problem. It depends on how they play it. And just looking at the cover is disturbing. Just looking at the cover is disturbing. Now, getting into the story, there's a fairly logical explanation for it. So then the question remains, though, is how do they play it out in the end? So, does he embrace the whole snake thing? Or does he get rid of it and just... does he, get rid of the satanic parts of it and replaces it with the more traditional Superman stuff? It's disturbing. It is disturbing. Even with having that explanation inside this book, it's still disturbing. And it depends on how exactly they played it out. So, I might have to pick that. See if I can pick that one up. The book number 2. I don't think I have it in my collection. I'm fairly certain I don't have it. So, it's just I don't know. And the reason it's giving me reason to pause is because of the stuff we discovered in 1994. So that's a big reason why I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, but it's very, very difficult after some of the stuff that we've already gone through. So yeah, I got to remember to check that out and see if I can somehow pick up the second book. I legitimately want to know how they played that out, because it can give us an indicator regarding the rest of the stuff that's we've gone through and whatnot. Oh, Jimmy Cricket. Okay, so. Well, I mean, occult, Luciferian. Occult there's different types of occult stuff. But when you boil it down to it, it all leads back to just devil worship, stuff like that. That's what it all leads back to. That's where this occult stuff, it's all demonic. It's all Luciferian in nature. You can put lipstick on a pig, and it's still a pig. You can dress it up in many different ways, an infinite number of ways you can dress it up. But it all leads back to the same thing ultimately. So occult is a good word for it. It's not a bad word for it. But ultimately, I mean, this right here, I mean, this is just blatant satanic imagery. I mean, it's blatant satanic imagery in association with Ra's al Ghul. So as far as it makes sense in terms of Ra's al Ghul, it did not make sense looking at the cover in terms of Batman. That did not make sense. Getting into the story and you find out Ra's al Ghul is involved and this is in fact an outfit from Ra's al Ghul. That makes sense. So, like I said, it depends on how they play it out in the final book. That's the big question mark at this point. I might have to pick that one up. Because I want to know. After all the stuff we've gone through, I want to know what they did with that. This is not. It's not Shadow of the Bat. It's not Superman. It's a standalone title, Elseworld alternate universe, combining Superman and Batman in a single story. John Francis Moore, Kieran Dar, Hilary Barta. Which one's the writer? Yeah, John Francis Moore is the writer. That name is not ringing a bell, so it's not Grant. Or the other guy. Yeah, so I'm not familiar with that name. Yeah, this isn't. Ah, man. Unfortunately, it's not in the best condition. The cover is actually not terrible. Tiny little. I'd say it's at least in good condition, but it's not. Yeah, there's some wear, pretty bad wear on the back of the binding corner. But overall, I mean, other than that, it's in pretty good condition. So, like I say, I'm just grateful that I still have my collection. Like most of my personal stuff was destroyed a while back due to circumstances beyond my control. So, like I said, it's a small miracle that I still have my collection. There you have it. Elseworlds Finest, Book 1 of 2, 1997. Interesting story for the most part. Some concerning stuff there, which I think Book 2 of 2 would help to shed light on exactly what they were going for. I do. I need to pick up that second one somehow. If I ever do, we'll go over it. We will revisit that one for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on to the final one here. We have A Tale of the Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. And this is another Elseworld story. If you can't tell, I've been a big fan of Batman and a big fan of the Elseworld storylines as standalone issues and everything. Yeah, $3.95. Looks like this was written by Brian Augustin. I don't remember much about this. Oh, wait a minute, Jack the Ripper? Was this Jack the Ripper? That's right. This one's about Jack the Ripper. Batman versus Jack the Ripper. That's right. I forgot about that. Okay, so. Okay, I'm looking. I was already looking forward to it. Now I'm looking forward to it even more. Let's see what they did. Let's see what they did with this. Yeah, Batman created by Bob Kane, but the script is written by Brian Augustin. I'm not familiar with that name. Yeah, so this is all about Jack the Ripper. Remember the Moon. Man with guns. Okay, so wait a minute, hold on. Okay, so it starts off with the traditional Batman origin. Bruce Wayne, as a kid, his parents are murdered by a gunman. In this case, it's like, at the over 100 years ago, horse and buggy. They're not at the theater, at least. Maybe they come back for the theater. Yeah, lone gunman stands in the middle of the road, just guns them down in cold blood. So the traditional Batman origin is in Vienna, 1889. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Let's see here. Yeah, he's on an ocean-going vessel. Okay, so apparently this is him returning from a 5-year journey. I'm assuming this is like parallel to. Oh, you run to the store, but take. Oh man, the miracles of modern technology are pretty incredible there. So. Oh my goodness. Yeah, do me a favor, pick me up like an iced coffee or something while you're out. That'd be great. I appreciate it. So. This is wow. I never expected anything like that when I started my channel a year ago. My main channel. That statement right there. I'm running to the store, but taking That's something I never even dreamed of. That's hilarious. It's like, good times, good times. Okay. So yeah, Bruce Wayne is finally returning from home, so that they're holding true to how much he goes off on a journey of self-discovery. After several years, he comes back home to Gotham and everything. And then, what is that? It looks like a bat costume. Wait a minute. Okay, so apparently he created the bat costume before he left. And then, like, I guess he didn't feel like he was ready for it to wear it or something like that. And Alfred's like, yes, sir, it's still waiting. It's ready for you. Yeah, so as far as I can tell, he hasn't actually assumed the mantle of the bat yet. He was just in preparation. And then, we got ourselves an old Wild West bank heist here. Trying to crack open a safe. Yeah, very, very Western, like Old West vibe to it. And then, these guys are, they're trying to break in. And then you got the Batman popping up to take out the bad guys. These are like, just common bank robbers and whatnot. Boom, comes crashing in through the window. And does his thing. I think this is his first appearance as the Batman, as far as I can tell. Keep in mind, he does not have modern technology. This is from like 1889 or something like that. So whatever technology he had available at the day. Gotham City. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be Gotham City. Okay, so there's some pretty decent buildings and everything. Probably not like what they have today, that I'm seeing at least. But he's still bouncing around the rooftops and everything. And so, yeah, the rumors are spreading of the Batman. Oh, hello. Hold on. You know what? Okay, so this does not take place in London. This does, in fact, take place in Gotham City. And apparently, Jack the Ripper has migrated to America. Jack the Ripper in Gotham? Question mark. Because, there are some grisly murders happening. Same M.O. as Jack the Ripper in London. Now, keep in mind, the real Jack the Ripper, they never caught him. He simply disappeared. He stopped. The murders, the grisly murders stopped and everything. Vanished off the face of the planet. So they're taking advantage of that real life fact. This is an example of good storytelling. They're taking advantage of that real life fact, and they're taking Jack the Ripper and having him migrate to America, specifically Gotham City, for this story. It's a good way to do it. It makes sense. And then naturally he's becoming in the process of becoming the Batman. So this is going to be like the first villain of his rogues gallery. Let's put it that way. So he's on the hunt. He's just coming out as the Batman. First time, people are like, "Who's the Batman?" Commissioner Gordon is here, and he's all like, "Yeah, I'm going after the Batman. I won't have a lunatic vigilante running around." This will be, it's basically Batman Year One is the setting as far as Bruce Wayne Batman goes. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Okay, so I'm assuming he's being set up here, being framed. Bruce Wayne is Jack the Ripper, in a sense thing. Yeah, I'm assuming he's being set up at this point. I don't know. So it looks like okay. So Alfred helps Bruce Wayne escape the jail. I think he like takes his place. So you know, at least there's a person in the cell still, and he goes out. Changes into the Batman. Yep. So Jack the Ripper has framed Bruce Wayne. I don't know why he picked Bruce Wayne. Not a clue, but he picked Bruce Wayne. And so Jack the Ripper is on the hunt. And he's like, by the time they discovered her body, he's talking about how Bruce Wayne will be twisting in the wind from the hanging. But then, boom, up pops the Batman before Jack the Ripper can land the killing blow. And Jack the Ripper is shocked. He's this guy in this bat costume. He has no idea who he is. At least I don't think he knows he's Batman. Pretty sure. No. Where? Yeah, so Jack the Ripper is running off. He's like freaked out. He's just straight up freaked out. Yeah, as you would expect from a lunatic psychopath who's just been caught red-handed. And because at this point, he's gotten away with it. Nobody's ever had any idea who he was. To the best of our knowledge, at least. Somebody finally caught him. He's just like, leave me alone. Typical of a psychopathic murderer. He's murdering people left and right, and then he gets caught. He's like, just leave me alone. It's like, what? You don't try to understand the mental logic of a lunatic. It'll just drive you nuts. So he's chasing him down because that's what Batman does. Oh, okay, so here's another twist. Okay. So, Batman chases him down, and he discovers the true identity of Jack the Ripper. Jacob Packer. Now, I'm not sure who Jacob Packer is supposed to be. But he's all like, Packer, why did you kill all those women? He's like, had to shut her up. Stop her laughter. Whose laughter? Martha Wayne. So apparently this guy's a loon. He's batshit crazy. No pun intended. Something about Martha Wayne, his mother. Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. That's where I was going. First thought, he proposed. And he proposed marriage, and she turned him down. That's the first thing that pops in my mind. And boom, there it is. So so he confesses his devotion to her, and she responds by laughing at him, mocking, or just laughing at him. Her mockery humiliated me, haunted me. It was a long spell before I figured out how to handle it. Tom was a cool one, carried on something happened, but he knew, and he was laughing too. So So this guy hired the gunman that killed his parents. Okay. So Batman reveals himself as Bruce Wayne to this guy. This guy's a lunatic. Everybody's laughing at me, so I'm going to kill everybody. And then he reveals himself as Bruce Wayne. I'm not sure why exactly. And Bruce is like, I should kill you. Then the police show up. So the police show up and everything, and he puts the mask back on, and that's Bruce, Batman right there. He's like, this is Jack the Ripper. This is the man that killed all those people. Blah blah blah. He's like, who are you? Batman's like, it doesn't matter. This is your killer. Arrest him. It's true. I'm your man. Killed the women here and in London. Even killed a couple of whores in Paris. No one ever connected. Then framed. Yeah, so he confesses everything. But instead of being taken in, he pulls a knife, slashes Batman. Gordon shoots him. Jack the Ripper dies. he clears Bruce Wayne's name, disappears into the night, and that's the end of it. So, wow. What was the year on this? Hold on. Okay, that is disturbing. Whoa. I can't make this stuff up. Okay, so this is from 1999. This is before. This is before the whole 1984 thing with Shadow of the Bat. I might have. I don't know if you can read this. I'm gonna have to take a picture of this sometime and post that on another stream. Because I think I'm gonna have to include this. Okay, so before I get into that, by and large, as a standalone issue, it's actually pretty good. 1989. This is before a lot of the weirdness came out, like in your face. It's a Jack the Ripper what if type story, Elseworlds, and refocused around the Batman. It's actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job with it, by and large. So as a standalone, I think they did a good job with it. But then taken in conjunction with the bigger picture, with the other titles that we've gone through and everything, the other issues that we've gone through, I just noticed something, man. I just noticed something. I'm not making this up. I mean, it's just you draw whatever conclusions you want to draw from this. I don't believe in coincidence. I do not. I simply don't. I've seen too many things in my life when it's too many strange things. I've witnessed some supernatural stuff that I'm not going to talk about. I do not believe in coincidence. I don't know if you can see this here, but the address for DC Comics in 1989, DC Comics Inc., a Warner Brothers Inc. company. At this point, they were owned by Warner Brothers. How long has Warner Brothers owned this company? Here's the address. I don't know if you're going to be able to read this. Here's the address for their offices. Come on, focus in. Focus. Stupid camera, focus. Why does this not want to focus? I don't know if there it is. DC Comics Inc. 666 Fifth Avenue, New York. 666. It's right there. I'm not making this up. It's right there. 666. That's the address of the DC Comics office in New York in 1989. And among other things, in, what was this, 1997? You have satanic imagery on Superman. Folks, I do not believe in coincidence. I do not. Plain and simple. As a lifelong comic book fan, I've never looked this closely before, ever. I always took it at face value. Just entertainment. Just to escapism. To enjoy these characters. They told good stories, whatnot. Cool characters, fun characters, heroic characters, inspiring characters. I've never looked this deeply into this stuff. And here we have it, right there. DC Comics Inc. 666 Fifth Avenue. Along with, and this is 1989? 1989. 666 Fifth Avenue. And then just a few short years later, blatant in your face Lucifer satanic imagery and everything. I can't make this up. You draw your own conclusions, but it's right there. It's right there in black and white. Draw your own conclusions. I'm not going to force you to draw conclusions. You are your own self. You're on your own individual. You have the ability to think for yourself. So do it. Think for yourself. It's right there. Right there in front of your face. Holy shit. It's a little so it's heartbreaking. Let's put it that way. It's heartbreaking. There have been, oh gosh, there's been some freaking weird stuff in some of these issues, and boom, then we got that. I don't believe in coincidence. What are the chances that a major company like this that is putting out a major pop culture type company, and at this point in 1989, Warner Brothers owns DC. Keep that in mind. And they're pumping out Lucifer symbiotic, satanic symbology and whatnot, and that's just not even the worst of it right there. We're definitely going to be touching on this again at some point. Hopefully next week. I'm really hoping next week. Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This one right here. This one, which was 1996. Keep in mind, this is 1996. This is going to be the central issue that we're going to be going over. This thing openly makes the source of evil in the entire universe, and they try to turn him into a sympathetic character, a redeemable character. And as you guess, the source of all evil is Satan, Lucifer, satanic. It's straight in your face satanic imagery, and a character that's blatantly modeled after Satan. Holy shit! That last one was 1996, and as far back as 1989, DC Comics, owned by Warner Brothers, was located at 666 Fifth Avenue, New York. The Sign of the Beast. Now, the reason we're talking about this is because at the very least, DC Comics has blatantly pushed satanic imagery and symbology in their comic books. So if you have a problem with this line of conversation, if it makes you uncomfortable, don't blame me. Blame DC. Have a conversation with DC. Hey, DC, what is going on here? I'm not the one that created this conversation. I have every right to talk about it, especially when I'm paying money for this stuff. This is not the path I expected this House of G to take when I first started it. This is not what I was expecting. I've had a lot of fun with it. Had a lot of fun with it, no doubt about that. By and large, this is a pretty fun issue. It was a really cool way to integrate Batman with Jack the Ripper, fictional character, fictional hero with real life events. It was just a fun way to merge the two and just be like, hey, what if? It was just cool. It was just fun. Escapism. That's what it's all about. But the key thing that hits me with this one is the freaking address of the company, the entire company. 666 Fifth Avenue, New York City. I can't make this up. I'm not making it up. I showed it to you. You saw it for yourself. If you don't think it matters, you're wrong. This is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. I'm sorry. If they had that address and they just happened to pick that location because it was a good price or whatever, and all of this satanic imagery was not being pushed, you might have an argument. But the simple fact is you don't. And I've presented more than enough evidence to prove my case. Jimmy freaking dude. I mean, this is not going to be the main core of the House of G, but make no mistake, this is something I'm not going to ignore. It's not something I'm going to walk away from. We're going to talk about this more. Like I said, it's not going to be the whole thing. There's plenty of other stuff I want to touch on and go over and stuff like that. I do want to keep the fun aspect that it's going to be a mix and match of stuff. They opened the door to this. They're the one that created the situation. They're the ones that created the opportunity for this conversation, and it's going to be had. I know for a fact there are people out there that think that this stuff doesn't matter, and it does. Pop culture matters. The imagery, the symbology, it matters. It is not a coincidence. I do not believe in coincidence. And once again, I mean, like this one, This one was a fun one. Citizen Wayne, like I said, I need to watch the movie or read the book and see what kind of how faithful they were to the source material and everything, as far as integrating it with the Batman universe. But even then, by and large, as a standalone story, this is a fun one. I enjoyed this one. This is a cool one. I recommend this as a jumping off point for anybody that might possibly be interested, who has never read a comic book before, never been a part of the community before. Pick this one up. I wholeheartedly recommend this. And it's out there, and it's not a lot of money. Cover price $3.50. You can actually buy it in pretty good condition for that price or less. This is the fun side of comic books right here. This is a great example of the fun side of comic books. But there's a dark side, folks. It is real. I'm not imagining it because I'm showing it to you in real time. I'm showing you examples of it. This is the stuff that they created. And then you got their work address. Their work address is 666 5th Avenue. I'm sorry, personally, I don't care how good the rent is. I would never select that location for my business, for my company. Never. It would never happen. No. Symbology matters. So that in conjunction with all of this other stuff paints a very dark and disturbing picture. It's revealing the dark side of comic books. Comic books in and of themselves, they're not a bad thing. They are not inherently bad. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. There's a lot of good stories, a lot of good characters. But make no mistake, all good things, there are dark forces in this world. There are people in this world that their goal is to take good things and pervert them, twist them, corrupt them, destroy them. Those people exist. They do. And if you don't believe me, take a look at modern comic books and modern pop culture in general. The woke agenda. People have made a name for themselves, made a living going after the woke agenda. This is not something I'm just coming up with out of thin air. It's already happening. Countless other channels, YouTube channels, have talked about it. There are YouTube channels that have been demonetized by YouTube because they talk about stuff like this. That's why I do not expect this channel to ever make money. At least not directly through YouTube. And yeah, so this isn't some wild, crazy conspiracy theory that I'm making up out of thin air. This is stuff that's been, people are talking about already. They're just not taking it to this extent. They're not digging this deep. This is what I do. This is what the House of G does. This is what Rebel Squad, this is what I do. I dig. That's why I enjoy science so much. I got a background as a certified biologist. I love science. I love biology. It fits in perfectly with my personality. I love to dig, learn. And now life has put me in a situation where I'm doing this, and I'm taking those natural inclinations, natural aspects of my character and personality, along with my passion for comic books and pop culture and creativity, and I'm applying them to this particular craft. And the results are very surprising, and we've only just now gotten started. Jimmy Cricket, man. And make no mistake, I'm not going to stop. There are going to be people, there are going to be trolls talking smack, trying to shut this channel down, trying to scare me off. They've already tried to do it. And I've made videos on it. And yeah, I'll say it once again. You're not scaring me off. You are not running me off. You're not shutting me down. This channel will continue. Even if it's not my main channel, even if I can't focus the time, energy, and resources on this channel like I am with my main channel, make no mistake, this channel will continue. Until YouTube decides to make up a reason to shut my channel down. This stream, this house, this specific House of G has guaranteed that. It's just it's been one surprise after another. Been having a lot of fun with it. Make no mistake. It's just at this point, I didn't see this coming. I mean, I knew there was stuff going on with it. I was not expecting to be able to find such blatant, in-your-face evidence right here in the comic books themselves. And I mean, that 666 Fifth Avenue. Jimmy Cricket. I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming at all. Like I said, in and of itself, it's one thing, but in conjunction with these other pieces of evidence, let's put it that way, it's not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. Oh, Jimmy Cricket, I just can't with this, man. Just can't with this. I mean, it pisses me off. This is a big part of my childhood here, folks. Big part of I grew up with comic books. I love pop culture as much as anybody. I don't worship this stuff. It's not worship. I don't worship. It's escapism. These characters, the heroic ones, I mean, they're inspirational. There was a time when, if you asked me who my hero was, I would have said Batman. And it's not because I worship Batman. It's because it was inspirational. I mean, he lost his parents right in front of him. What might have broken one man, he took it and he rebuilt himself into the Batman, doing things that no normal man would even attempt to do, because life pushed him into that direction and everything. I mean, it's pretty extreme. It is extreme, no doubt about that. And it doesn't happen in real life. It really doesn't. But that's the thing about comic books. It takes real life situations, and it's like, well, what if somebody responded this way? What if this happened? What if we went this way? It's not to say that there have never been vigilantes. There have been vigilantes, which is why they have vigilante laws. Mob justice is an example. Mob justice is vigilante justice. But I've never heard of somebody like Batman. I've never heard of anybody like that. Not in real life. But yeah, this stuff is it's a big part of my childhood. And what they've done to it is nothing short of criminal, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Deeply disturbing. The woke agenda, it doesn't even cover it. It really doesn't. People need to wake up to this. These channels that I was getting pretty heavy into the Fandom Menace community and everything, Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, Heel versus Babyface, Critical Drinker, Comics, yeah, all that stuff. A lot of channels. I was getting pretty deep into them. There came a branching point. These guys, they're starting to wake up to it. They are, but they're dragging their feet. They're digging their heels in. They don't want to follow it to its logical conclusion. And because of that one simple fact, I've had to take a step back. And I wish them nothing but the best. I wish them the best of luck. They're very much succeeding in big ways. And you know what? Good luck to you guys. I wish you nothing but the best. The simple fact is that they are dragging their feet. They're dragging their feet. They don't want to. They don't want to face the full truth, the full consequences of what is going on with pop culture. And we're hitting it here. That's what we're doing here. I'm not shying away from it. I'm not backing down from it. Because that's not what I do. It's just a fact of my life. I've always taken the hard path, the unpopular path. It's just, I don't know why. It's just the way I'm built. And I'm not changing that personality just to be popular. Not on YouTube. So. Remy, you already know what's going on. For anybody that's new to the channel, hopefully that gives you an idea of what the channel's about. I'm still looking to have fun with it. I'm always looking to have fun with it, but it's not my fault. These companies have thrown this stuff into the comic book world, the world of pop culture. They've forced it on us. And if I'm the only one that's willing to look at it through an honest lens, so be it. So be it. Because it's right there. It's in your face. If you didn't deny it, you have to willfully turn a blind eye to it. And that's not who I am. So, wow, this has been an interesting stream, to say the least. I'm more motivated than ever to revisit that Shadow of the Bat annual, among other things, and we will do that. We will definitely be doing that. I am hoping next week, Monday. We'll see. We'll see if I can squeeze the time in. It's all depends on this 1 year anniversary video. It's very close to completion. So we'll see. Hopefully next week Monday. But it is possible the Monday after that. Because this video that I'm making is pretty complex. And I keep having to fix little things. Like, yeah, and that's the thing. Being a semi-perfectionist, at least. I know it's never going to be 100% perfect, but I try. I do my best. So every time I go through and I find something new that I need to, it's like, wait a minute, that's not quite right. I got to fix that. It takes time, takes energy, takes resources. Just the nature of the beast. It's just how it is. So hopefully, I'm hoping next Monday. I just got to sit down. See, the thing is, I got to sit down, find the time, make the time to go through these issues and get everything sorted out so I can talk about it in a coherent and logical manner. So hopefully I'll be able to do that for next Monday or the Monday after. You shall see. It's just, man, stuff keeps popping up. This is just, oh my gosh. Like, I can't even make this up. I can't. I don't want to make it up. I don't want to make it up. I did this. I started this to have fun. This isn't what I intended. This isn't what I planned on. This is what they forced on. This is what just on me. They didn't just force this on me. They forced this on all of us. People have wondered, how did modern comic books, modern pop culture get to this point? This is how, folks. If you have question marks, if you still don't understand it, this is how. This is why. This is the how and the why. If you want answers, we're going to search for them. We're going to dig for them. Here on the House of G. With open eyes. Not my truth. The truth. The truth that is in your face. That is in your face. 666 Fifth Avenue. A symbol. The symbol of Lucifer. The serpent. It's in your face. It's right there. Created by Ra's al Ghul, head of the demon. This isn't me just making wild leaps of logic. I'm stating facts. I'm just pointing out simple facts. Plain and simple. You argue against that, you are willfully ignorant and blind. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Life is too short for that. And we got this one. This one's just sheer lunacy. This is what we're going to be getting into really deep. This issue is sheer lunacy, folks. This thing is so off the wall. I have no idea what this dude was smoking when he wrote it. And the craziest part about it, this guy, Grant, the year before he wrote an issue that was so much fun. It was so much fun. It was such a good issue. And then a year later, he's writing this lunacy. It doesn't make any damn sense. If I sound like I'm angry, it's because I am. And I got a constitutional right to be angry. I have a constitutional right, freedom of expression. If you're doing stuff like this, corrupting my childhood, destroying my childhood, destroying modern pop culture, I got a right to be angry. And I have a right to express that anger. I will not apologize for it. So here we go. That's right. This ride is only just getting started here, folks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it's about time to wrap this one up. This has been as usual. Surprisingly, as usual, this has been the roller coaster ride. Very interesting, fascinating, illuminating stream. House of G. I couldn't have predicted any of this. None of it. It's like, I mean, I've been going into this stuff completely blind, completely random. I stack of comic books, I pull them out. I literally been going from the top of the stack, just like, okay, boom, 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 take those, boom, 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 take those, boom, 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 take those. None of this has been planned out. This is completely just going in blind, running blind. I cannot believe how this has been playing out. This is just too incredible. I can't make this stuff up. I can't. I can't. I don't have the time to. I don't have the time to make this up. I don't have the time to plan this out. The reason I've been doing it like this is because I don't have the time. That's why I've been doing this House of G. I simply don't have the time for anything else. My main channel is my main channel. It's taking up all my time right now. This is all the time that I have for House of G right now. I don't have time to sit here and like go through my collection, every single... We're talking 100 issues here. I don't have time to sit here and go through 100 issues trying to plan this out. Plain and simple. This has been completely off the cuff, completely random. That's why I'm in a bit of shock right now. Because I did not plan this at all. This is just how it's happened. Blind. Off the cuff. Shooting from the hip here, folks. That's how we roll at the House of G. Ooh, doggy. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this particular House of G. It's been interesting one, up and down. There's been some fun stuff, some cool stuff, surprising stuff, intense stuff, shocking stuff. And we will continue this conversation. So with that said, I hope you have a fantastic Monday. I hope this helps you kick off your week right. Hopefully it gives you something to think about. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm not telling you what conclusions to come to. You come to your own conclusions. You think for yourself. But this is what I think. This is what I know. Something that's very rotten in the world of comic books and then in the world of pop culture. Not just talking about the woke agenda, folks. There's something rotten here. Very rotten. And it pisses me off. So this has been another House of G speaking into the void.